One of the reasons that poetry is, I think, an important way to spend time with Carol Walker's work is because poetry and art have been kindred for so long. For many years, poets have responded to art, and visual artists are interacting with language and poetry and creating in response to that. So we've always had this incredible relationship, but Carol Walker, for sure, even calls herself a painter poet. We are called to slow down, to look from a different angle every once in a while, pay attention to small moments as well as the large moments in a piece. And then another thing that I think poetry and Walker's work have in common is I believe a great poem leaves us with more questions than answers and really allows itself to be a mirror into our own lives and things that we have to reflect upon. And Walker's work does the same thing. If you're trying to come in here and get facts and definites and know an answer, you're not going to get that in Carol Walker's work. I spent time with these works before they ever came into this space and wrote 3 poems in response to several of the pieces, and they are living on the museum walls in the exhibition. I hope that they are a place that people can ground themselves in more questions and different ways of experiencing and looking at the work. I hope to both be in conversation with Carol Walker myself, the things in her work that I already have questions about and already feel in my body that I think she's speaking to, so I was able to dive into that for myself, but also tried to be in conversation with some of the characters that appear in the narratives on the wall. Each of the poems in the exhibition are a poetic form called haibun. And haibun means that you're going to have a prose section, which is almost like a paragraph form of a poem, and then you get a classic haiku that comes at the end. It also made sense to go with language that had this sense of whimsy, and I felt like I could go with the whimsy in the prose section of the haibun, just like how Walker's work has almost this childlike whimsy look to it. But then also we can clearly cut to the quick. And then lastly, you do have this expansion that can happen in the prose part of a haibun, and then it gets distilled into a quieter, stricter place when you get to the haiku. And so I believe that opposition really works well with what Carol Walker is also doing with her work.